Welcome to How to Money with Cole and Cole.
I'm Cole.
And I'm Cole.
We coach people every day on their money and how to plan for the future.
As financial advisors, we're here to have an honest conversation on investing, retirement, and everything in between.
At Full Swing Financial Planning, we're here to empower you to take control of your plan, your way, for your financial future.
So let's talk money.
And sports.
Welcome back to How to Money with Cole and out of office Cole Jaskey. Today, it's Friday. We never record on Friday, so casual Friday. I'm digging it. And we're here with Cheryl O'Hern. Good morning, Cheryl.
Well, thank you. It's exciting to sit in the famous Full Swing room for a podcast.
Oh, we appreciate that. If you don't know Cheryl, she's the owner and founder of Spin Market, who does our podcast. So probably a long time coming to interview Cheryl, but we're happy you're here.
Yeah, when you hear the commercial in the middle of the podcast, it will be for Spin Market. So you will get the information about Spin Market there. But we're also obviously going to discuss Cheryl's journey to owning and running Spin Market, along with what you did prior to that and what's going on now.
Yeah, very exciting. You know that we love working with entrepreneurs, and you guys are the entrepreneurs in the financial world in our community.
Oh, thank you. So, first of all, before we get into it, it's the best time of the year.
Not quite the best time of the year, but it's getting close to the best time of the year.
Well, tournaments, all conference tournaments are starting. It's basketball's on, baby.
Yeah, basketball is on.
It is my favorite time.
By the time this comes out, the men's and women's tournament, well, the women's Big Ten tournament will be over. It's over this weekend. We're taping this on Friday, March 8th. But the men's tournament will be in full effect, and then the following time will be the middle of the first round.
Yeah, we're gonna do a little bracket challenge. You want to tell them about it, Caleb?
Yeah, sure. So we decided that, I don't know if there's anybody else out there like this, but whenever I do brackets, I always try to join a group on whatever bracket
with
challenge
people
I'm
you
on.
know.
Right, and I always like to have if I can find one, a group that has people I know in it. Well, this year we decided that we're going to create the How to Money Bracket Challenge. So if you use the ESPN Tournament Challenge app, we have a men's and a women's bracket group. It's going to be called the How to Money Bracket Challenge. And then each person can get one bracket entry into each one. And so listeners, we'll put the link to join each group in the show notes. It'll be on the Facebook page, and social media and all of that. So look for that and then join our group. And the winners of each one, we're going to give away some Full Swing merch. So
merch.
To be determined how much and what it will be, but we're going to give away some Full Swing merch. So even if you don't care about the merch part of it, just join for the fun of it, because it's always fun to have a competition with people that you at least think you know.
It's always fun to beat Cole in anything.
Yes.
Of course.
Remember the Super Bowl pick.
You are not going to win on this one.
I told Bailey before we started this, because in a few weeks we're going to have Wade Lookingbill back on in the middle of the tournament. So as a guest, and we're going to do a bracket breakdown right before the Sweet 16.
Correct.
I told Bailey, I said, I'm going to put money on that he's going to win the whole bracket, because he studies it. So we'll see.
He's pretty knowledgeable about college basketball, but between me and Bailey, I think I'm going to take the cake on that. But also, don't be afraid to join if you're not in the Fort Dodge area. Also, because we will ship out the Full Swing financial planning gear that the winner gets, and we will announce that the prize package after the tournament. But first place in each division, men's and women's, will get that gear.
And also, you can send the link that's in the description to anybody you know.
Yeah.
Because whenever I join a group, I always send it to a couple people, be like, hey, join this group with me.
I bet you do so many brackets.
Yeah. I do one.
Do you?
Because I don't watch enough college basketball to do more than one.
But you can enter them in all kinds of different groups. You can just do one and enter it in all kinds of different groups. So also, there is no cost. It is free to enter. So there is no cost for you to enter. And we look forward to having everybody in there and let me take the cake.
It'd be fun to watch to see whoever is a winner to do a photo of them with
the gear
merch on. Yeah,
that's on some marketing branding stuff you're talking about. I don't know about all that, but I'll let you talk about it.
All right.
But real quick, I have a question. Do you think more people will view the women's tournament this year for the first time ever than the men's? Because at this point, that's crazy if you think about that.
I think while Iowa is playing, the
Yeah.
Iowa women are playing, they will have better ratings than the men's tournament. I don't know about the other teams. I
We'll see.
think Caitlin Clark is the big draw.
I do
of
think
course.
like LSU though and South Carolina, like they have their followings now. It's kind of been
I would say Iowa will be the most watched team in
Yes,
the tournament.
absolutely.
The Iowa women. I don't know if
Correct.
the women will outview the men, but Iowa will be the most viewed team between the men or women.
We'll see how it goes because there are a couple other really intriguing women's players. Juju Watkins out at
She's
USC
amazing.
is a freshman.
freshman.
And then there's a gal at Notre Dame. Her name is not, I can't think of it right now, but she's also a freshman.
And then you got like people follow Angel Reese, Haley Van Litt, South Carolina. People just love the competitiveness of it right now. It's very competitive. UConn page. So it's gonna be great. I'm just wondering what you thought.
I was discussing this with Molly the other day, and I said, I really think Iowa, if they're playing the way they're playing right now and they stay healthy, I really think they're going to win the tournament.
If Gabby shoots like she just did the last game
wow.
and Kate plays, those little things, even
Stolke
yes.
running the court.
Oh, Stolke played amazing. They
played
beat Ohio
great.
State. Ohio State.
I don't see them getting beat.
Clark said she wins. That's literally what she was quoted saying the other day. She goes, I just win. That's what I do. I was like, yeah, yes, you do, woman. The argument if she's the GOAT or not, but it'll be fun. We'll talk a lot of basketball in the next few pods, so I'm excited.
I think the thing about Caitlin, though, is not only that she's a fabulous player, but the whole persona around Caitlin.
She's a fabulous human being.
That's right. And I think that's the thing that even is more important than the...
Well, there's been a lot of great scorers throughout the
Yes.
time of basketball. There's not been a whole lot that score and pass.
Yes.
I mean, look at, just not comparing her to Michael Jordan, but
No,
look
but-
at Jordan. He never led the league in assists, and look at the Stephen Curry. He doesn't lead the league in assists or anything like that. So to have her, I mean, she's almost like Pete Maravich was.
Yeah.
Pete Maravich was a great passer and a great scorer. So it to have both at the same time is very hard.
I think, and like you were saying, the most impressive thing is what she's doing at the level with the attention she's getting, and she's not wavering from herself. Like she's
not
being
at all.
very true to herself. So we've talked about her a lot on the pod. Cheryl, let's get into you. You know, I could talk about Clark all day, and this isn't what the podcast is
Well,
about.
I could too. I mean, I just think she's just
Fabulous.
fabulous.
So, Cheryl, you started Spin Market. So why don't you tell our listeners when it started, how it got started, and what your vision was for this company, and what you guys do?
Well, over the years, I've worked for 4 Fortune 500 companies. And if anybody's worked in that many companies, Fortune 500, they know that it gets to be a situation where you really get tired of it. And the last one was with Frontier. And I decided that it was time to go and just do something. The kids are in college, all done, you know, all that good stuff. So I had been doing marketing for small businesses, and in every organization that I was with, there was some type of marketing for small business, and I could see that there was a real need for it. So 2012, in a one-room, small building,
By yourself?
by myself, I started.
That's awesome. So you were drawn to marketing.
Yes, exactly.
Was it just one day you gave your 2 weeks and you started the company from, or did you build up to that? Like you had contacted some companies and said, hey, I'm going to go out on my own. Like, did you, I guess my question is, did you test the water before you really did it?
The testing of the water was the work that I'd done with the businesses before, and seeing that they didn't know how to do any marketing. They, didn't know what to do. They didn't know how to do it. They were spending a lot of money on things that weren't really getting them anywhere. And so, no, I didn't. It was a case of, okay, I told Tom, I said, I'm done with being there. I'm going to turn in my resignation. And a month later, I opened the office.
Tom's her husband, by the way, not
Yeah,
just some
sorry.
random guy.
Yeah.
Thanks. You had the itch to be your own boss and do your own thing.
On there, and had really no indication as to where it was going to go or how it was going to go. I just knew that there was a niche. I knew that there was a need for small businesses to have somebody other than the newspaper, radio, or whatever coming to them and trying to sell ads to help them get more organized and know exactly what they need to do.
So this is 2012.
Right.
I think about this now. Think about the evolution. You probably didn't see this coming, or maybe you did. Now think about the digital world we live in, and maybe talk about how that's evolved your business, because as we know, I mean, I think Facebook. I mean, Facebook was a thing in 2012, but it wasn't huge.
Yeah, let me just on that. So
Yeah.
with the question that Bailey just asked, can you also explain like how you started with your marketing and then how has it gone to more digital since then? Because I'm assuming it probably has.
I've always had a high digital component with it because where I was at was internet, and everything that we did was digital as well. In the internet world. So I've always been really high on the digital side, but what we started out with a basic website, and that was really it. Not even Facebook was really that famous for ads.
That's
and
what I
that
was
type of
just
thing.
thinking.
Yeah. It was very more the social end, but then of course, as anything is that you have to decide how you're going to raise money to keep the business going. You can't just be doing free social media. So, then that grew on in regards to it. So I was also in charge of Market on Central, which was one of the projects that I had when I was at Frontier. I was the chair for the Iowa Great Places project. And one of the things that we put together in regards to that was how do we grow the downtown area and how do we support entrepreneurs? Pop-ups. Today they called pop-ups. At that time it was farmers market is what it was. And the majority of the things I did in order to get that market going was social media.
And I'm just going to, maybe this will give the viewers or listeners a good idea. So I started working for Cole as his assistant. And one of the things he's like, hey, can you start posting on social media and doing the marketing? And I think we both quickly realized like, yes, we could do it, but it wouldn't be as, what's the word I'm looking for? Effective.
Just not effective because we don't know what, images and
algorithm.
Yeah, we don't know keywords. And when I sat down and talked to Cheryl for the first time, she started talking about this stuff. And I was like, okay, I can tell that you need to handle this because I don't even know what it seems like it seems like you're speaking a different language. And that I bet people think that when we're talking about finances too some of the time. But as far as, what she can bring to it, she knows the whole marketing firm where you might see a post on Facebook or do a post on Facebook. You don't know if it's effective or not. Yeah. She can tell you if it was or not.
How many people are viewing it. So maybe tell people, what do you really provide a client? Like if someone's looking like, man, my website's okay, or my social media is okay, I'm going to do it on the fly, have an assistant doing it. What do you provide them as a marketing partner?
Well, first thing that I do is I go in and do research. So I have certain software, and I think that's the misnomer that businesses don't understand. Everything you do in the internet world, digital world, requires a software.
So you're going to creep companies on Facebook or creep them like on steroids, basically.
Well, yeah, exactly. On there. So
you're a creeper.
I used to creep girls back in the day. Cole. No. Just kidding. He never did that. He's been in love with Molly forever. Go ahead.
No. So you have to go in and we'll do research. Well, research, how is your website? How is it being tracked? Who's going to it? How long they're going to it? What the bounce rate is? We'll go in and look at that. We'll look at how you look online with your social media, with your Google Analytics, everything there. And then we go and look at the competition. So who is your main competition? Usually your top 5. And I'll pull all that data in as well so that when we sit down and talk, we can really have some ideas as to what you really look like online, what you perceive, and what your potential customers or clients are looking at.
And I feel like we're in such a digital world, and maybe people don't understand that difference between digital world and just like marketing. Maybe go into that for listeners who are thinking about expanding their digital market.
Yeah, and I think that's a real difficult thing for them to understand because most of the things that we do are intangible because you can't see it. Mm-hmm. It's all the backdoor stuff. So you can, clients will post online and they don't realize that they'll put a lot of text on their photos. But what happens is nobody can read, the search engines cannot read that text. They can see the photo, but they can't read the text. So you have to understand that you have to have text along with it and text probably behind the doors on that photo. Otherwise, it isn't searchable. Mm-hmm. And how you search online, how you're found online is how you're searched.
And we hear this a lot, and then sorry, Cole, if you're going to some, but we'll ask people, how did you hear about us? Google. And I feel like that is the way the world is going. I definitely know my generation, like even if I travel, that's the first thing I do. Restaurants near me, whatever. You know what I mean? Hotels near me. And if it doesn't have a good review, I'm like, on to the next.
Exactly.
We just did this. Me and Molly were looking for a place to go for spring break, a little bit on, like a 2-day thing with the kids. And we started looking at places in Des Moines, which we know Des Moines pretty well, but I'm like, I'm going to look at, people that have stayed there, reviews. So you say your generation, obviously I'm 10 years older than you. And even my generation, like that's basically the only way I plan vacations is I look online and I look at reviews and I look at, ratings and things like that. So if somewhere has a bad rating, I'm going to read the reviews why, and then I'm going to probably nix it. But if they also have a good rating, I'm going to read the good reviews, but I'm also going to read a bad review and see what the people, don't like about it. But that's something that you've really encouraged us to do is get ratings, get reviews, because that's how you become more findable or
discoverable. Seeing the words we don't even know.
Exactly. So it's not just the website. It's every piece of your digital online information that you have out there that is critical in how you rank online. And if you have a company, and I love this all the time, clients will say, yeah, so-and-so said that if I paid X amount of dollars, I would always be number one on Google. Yeah. There's no way. There's no way to guarantee you're going to be number one on Google all the time. You're going to fluctuate. And that's the norm. So as long as you're on at least the first page and you're top 3 or 4 and you're showing up on maps, then you're searching. That's going to be where you're going to look, because when was the last time that you went to page 2 of Google?
Not very frequently.
I was like thinking about that. I was like, wow, that's deep.
Yeah, I have, but yeah, I mean, I bet the only one that's ever number one all the time is Google. If you Google, you'll probably get Google.
Or Clark. Yeah. Or Clark. She's definitely
yeah, Caitlin Clark.
So yeah, it's everything out there in your digital world. So it's an entire package. It's your branding. And, one of those examples of that is the client that you picked up from out of state. On there, and
from our podcast,
from your podcast, but they also commented on the fact that they loved the way you looked online as well.
Right. And so what Cheryl's referring to is a client contacted us directly from listening to the podcast, searching us online, and we've done some business with that person. And they're from out of state. They're not from Iowa, and we can do that for our clients. We have licenses in several different states, so we can do that for people. But this person we did not know, was not referred by another client or anything like that. They literally just found us from online marketing, branding, everything like that, and they reached out.
Exactly. And that is your world. Used to be that
it's like you're not legit unless you don't have an online presence.
That's right. And a good online presence as well, because these individuals, if you look at my staff, they're all under 30. And we'll literally be in a team meeting and I'll say, okay, so-and-so is going to be a new client, and we'll pull up their website, and sometimes it's gasp.
We were there with you once.
That was probably my Facebook page when you first looked at it, like, ooh.
They're looking at it going, oh no. And, the first thing they say is, I wouldn't even look at this.
Oh, 100%. I think we're such an experienced world, and it is what it is. But if I look at a website and it's kind of jank, I'm like, I'm not going to go there. Or I'm not going to use that person. I'm just going to, and if I see a website that's impressive, I'm like,
So everybody needs to think of their online presence just like the brick and mortar, how your front of your office looks. And that was how we used to, you would decide if you were going to go into a building sometimes based on how it looked out front, because that was your storefront. Today, that's important too if you have a brick and mortar store, but how you look online is your storefront now.
I would argue it's more important than the brick and mortar.
It is
how your website looks.
Yeah, exactly. On there, and looking at it and seeing the bounce rate. If for people that don't understand bounce rate, what that is how long they stay on the website. If you get on it and you go, whoa, nope, not going to go there. And
click X.
Click off, then that's your bounce rate.
How many business do you say that you guys work with? Like at first they have a strong online presence, or that's basically your clientele you take on? Is someone that really is trying to get their online presence going, really don't have much going on, or is it a little bit of both? or who do you work with? And maybe tell our audience that.
Well, we're not a niche company. We have dentists, restaurants, broadband,
Financial advisors.
yeah, financial advisors, you name it. We've got a client in that area, but it doesn't make any difference. I mean, we've had a client that was 110 million a year, and they had no idea. They were spending almost $500,000 a year on their website as far as SEO and monitoring their website, and they did not realize that they were not getting any of thing that they were paying for.
You said SEO a couple of times. Can you explain because I think I know what that is, search engine optimization.
Oh, very good.
Oh, look at you on your search
Excellent. Yes.
But believe me, I had to be told that at one point. But you've said that a couple of times, and I know that is an important thing. Can you explain what SEO is?
SEO, like you said, is search engine optimization, and that is how people find you. So you have keywords, you have phrases. You also need to have voice optimization. That's you going into Siri saying, "Find me the nearest pizza place."
I've done that several times.
Several
my
times.
gosh. Well, yeah,
Not nearest, best, near
Yes.
me.
definitely pizza because that's
Okay.
your favorite.
And you're
Well,
bringing
yeah.
up some really good points there, because it's not just you typing in the word pizza. You added some other keywords, best pizza. So how are they going to find the best pizza?
Reviews.
Ratings, reviews.
Reviews. Yes, exactly. So that's where your reviews come in. So you're looking for the best pizza, or you're looking for the pizza nearest me. So then it's going to go on your geo of your phone to find the best pizza nearest you based on that review.
Okay, so everyone, right now, if you're listening, and if you're not driving, exactly, search.
Wait, do you drive in tech school?
No, never. Search Full Swing Financial Planning, and please do a review for us
If you
would
like
like.
us.
If
Yeah.
you like
Yeah.
us,
Yeah.
if you don't do a review, and please don't give us a 1 rating. But if you do, that would be great, because we need more reviews on our page, on our podcast, everything like that. We need reviews, and that's how people find you. That's how they also end up going with you
I
or
agree.
clicking on it and staying on that page.
I think Cole and Cole Jasky, he's not here, but we talked about this. Cole Peterson has the highest referral rate from clients. Clients refer other clients to Cole all the time. I would say a couple a month. A client they had a great experience with you. They referred a family or friend.
So it's the same concept as if you were referring someone to me. Basically, putting a review online is referring someone to me, because they're going to click on that review. They're going to see that you liked
Trust
your
them.
experience with that person. Just like when I'm big on writing reviews for restaurants, because if I enjoyed my experience there and I thought it was really good, I'm going to write a review because I want other people to enjoy it. Because that is there's so many restaurants when you go to places.
It's the world we live in too. It's that's how you find
Anybody been to Chicago? And there's not a million, but there's
Feels
a
like
lot
that.
of restaurants. And how do you narrow it down? Well, I look at reviews. So how do you narrow down financial advisors? Hopefully a positive review for somebody listening to this podcast.
5 stars.
5 stars. I'm going to add just a little comment though. Always answer your reviews, good or bad. Make sure that you answer them somehow. Reply back to that individual, whether it's a 5-star or a 1-star. If it's a 1-star, ask them that to explain it more or whatever to help you. But you need to answer all reviews and not be afraid. I have clients that say, "I don't want reviews because I don't want anybody talking bad about us." It is what it is.
They're going to do it regardless.
That's
Yeah.
right.
This podcast is produced by Spin Market and Digital.
Located in Fort Dodge, Iowa, Spin Market's highly skilled team can help you increase your market by updating your website, improving SEO, designing advertisements, and producing podcasts that will grab the attention of your market.
Contact Spin Market today for all your digital marketing needs at digitalagent@spinmarket.com or call us at 515-302-8026. And to learn more, visit our website at www.spinmarket.com.
That's digitalagent@spinmarket.com or 515-302-8026 or visit our website www.spinmarket.com.
Let's do a little dollars and cents.
Dollar bills, y'all. All right, so we don't have dork number 1 here today, so we're gonna do dork number 2, which just happens to be me. I bring this up because I've had several clients that have been in recently and didn't know this, and we are in the financial world, so we think it's a very common knowledge thing, but right now money market mutual funds are paying like 5.11%.
What's a money market?
So a money market is something that is invested in very short-term investments, short-term treasuries. A lot of the one that I use has 51% of one-day investments that they're investing in. So it's very liquid, which means that you can put money in. You wouldn't want to do this, but you can put money in. The next day you could take it out, and you'd only earn 1 days of interest divided by 5.11% divided by 365. So it wouldn't be worth it. But at the same time, this is like the best I've ever seen money market. I've been in this industry a little over 17 years. I've never seen money markets at 5.11%. And a lot of people have CDs that are coming out that they maybe bought last year at 3.25% that they thought that was a pretty good deal because we hadn't seen interest like that. But you can have money in a liquid money market mutual fund right now earning 5.11%. It's just something that I have talked to a lot of people about because it's something that I have not seen in my 17 years in my career.
I was just going to say, when did I start? I think it was like at 1% when I started working for you. So like 5%. And we've talked about the rates. The feds keep saying they're going to cut rates. They haven't done it yet. So it's a great time to take advantage of this high money market rate, extra money in savings that's not keeping up with inflation, CDs. Like it's really a park your savings money type of thing, or extra money you have sitting around.
From everything that I'm reading, they're looking at a rate drop possibly in May, June, July. But it's going to be a small rate drop. And yes, your money market fund is not locked in like a CD. It can fluctuate. It's been over 5% since August of last year. I don't envision it going below 5%, even when they do the rate drop possibly later this year until probably the fall. So even if you're earning 4%, though, you're earning more than most people are earning in a CD right now. So it's just something I thought we would bring up because it's something that we're really talking to people about, and a lot of people have invested recently because it's a good rate.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of clients, I have this sitting in the bank. Why would I let it sit here in the bank when I can let it basically sit here in this different type of bank?
That has one day liquidity, so it can be in your account, back in your checking account if you need it within about 3 days.
I'm just glad we have so many dorks on the team that we can all get excited about these stats that we have all the time.
You got something dorky to talk about, don't you?
Well, yeah, this is for Cheryl, and I found this very interesting. And everybody on this podcast who records with me knows I hate reading stuff off. Like don't like to read it out loud, but I'm going to try it. So here we go. 4.26 billion is how many active social media users there are globally. 93% of marketers worldwide use social media for their business. And Source also says 95 minutes per day is the amount of times adults spend on social media. I bet it's more, but that's the average. And this is from FX on WebFX online. So just speaking to the importance of having someone that's in tune with marketing, how the industry is evolving. Like we were talking about this on break, it's not going anywhere. If anything, media is just going to be everything. I mean, AI you talk about. So Cheryl, talk about how you guys keep up with the digital marketing world versus like someone who doesn't have time to, and how you implement that in people's marketing strategies.
And those are really good points because of the numbers that you just brought up. But that also means that you have to be more diligent when you're doing your marketing because you've got all the other
people competing with you for the same products and services and that space in the social media world. So you need to make sure that you are doing everything that you can to show your best side and have that social media the way it needs to be. I tell clients all the time, you need to, when you're doing social media, you need to remember your business is boring. What?
Because I know.
We're boring.
Yeah, a little bit.
The reason I say that, though, is you can't just talk about your business.
Mm-hmm.
You need to talk about your employees. You need to talk about what's going on in the community. You need to bring in more engagement and more information out there other than just your business. Because after a while, people aren't going to be looking at your social media.
Well, people want to relate to you. People want to work
Right.
with people that they feel like they know, understand, connect with. So
Which, again, goes back to the individual that you got from out of state that was looking at your stuff online and feeling that they liked what they saw. They liked the appearance. They liked the information you had out there, and they felt comfortable.
Yeah. Let's break down that article if you can bring that up. So 4.2 billion people are on social media. So As we know, there's about 8 billion people in the world, right? So over 50% of people are on some sort of social media.
Which is going to continue to grow.
Right.
Correct. Yep. Because obviously there aren't 3.8 billion kids in the planet. So, there'll be people that get on social media or people that are getting to the age where they can get on social media. And then the next part of it, read that again.
93% of marketers worldwide use social media for their business. So basically, if you're not online, the person you're competing against is online.
Yes.
And also, again, if 93% on, there is a presence and you want to be found, because if there's that many people online, you want to have it right so you can be found.
Exactly. So there's a lot more than just putting a pretty picture out there, because that's what clients don't like to hear me say that, but I'll say, hey, you can put all the pretty pictures you want out there, but that doesn't mean you're going to bring anybody to your website.
Same concept. People don't like us to say, hey, you need to save some more money.
Yeah, if we just say blanket statements like that, then if there's no action item or if there's
Exactly.
no step forward, what do we need to do going forward? Then it's really hard to accomplish your goals.
Yes, you've got to have preferably a call to action, which we kind of talked about that a little bit. What branding is making sure that you are the first business or service or whatever it may be that they think of when they need your service is branding. And your call to action is something that is making them contact you right away.
Well, I think this is interesting too, because the last part is 95 minutes per day is the amount of times adults spend on social media. So yes, we still have newspapers, and I'm saying all that is still advantageous, but I know this, if I buy something or like something, I probably saw it online.
Right.
Would you agree?
Most likely, correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
So my point is having a digital presence. So maybe go a little deeper into branding versus marketing and marketing online. Because I think we were confused when we started using Cheryl on the branding and marketing. I think that's an important concept to go over for someone looking to extend their marketing.
Yeah, most people think that branding is marketing and marketing is branding, but they are different. So
Yes.
talk about that. Thank you.
Branding is making sure, like I said, that when somebody wants your service or product, that they come to you first, that they look at it. So branding is not necessarily going to bring somebody in your door, but it's going to make them aware of your business at all times. And so your branding is making sure that your logo is good, that your website is good. All of those things are good out there, exceptional out there, so that they like what they see, like what they hear out there.
So let's give a brief example of this.
I was just thinking
when
about
somebody inherits $500,000, we want them to think of full swing financial
Exactly.
planning first. We want that image to come to their mind that they've seen us somewhere. Something they don't maybe know a whole lot about us, or they maybe
Top
don't have
of mind, though.
We want it
Top
to
of
be
mind.
top of mind. That's branding. So when you think of shoes, I think of Nike.
Absolutely.
When I think of whatever, say a product,
Fast food.
McDonald's,
TV show.
Seinfeld.
Oh, jeez.
But
Favorite person in the world.
You know what we're trying to get at. Like
Right.
that's what branding is.
That's
Okay.
exactly what
Sorry.
branding is. And then marketing is the overall umbrella of everything. So you've got branding in there. You have all of your different social medias. You've got your print. Everything is a marketing channel. Those are marketing channels. And each one of them has a purpose. You need to understand the purpose and why you're going to use that channel and what you're going to get off of it. And so that's where we are busy with the data end, is making sure that we have the data to support. If we're doing this channel and we're doing branding, we need to see the data out there so that we know whether we're really hitting that target like we want.
I agree. And I just think about our experience with you, and I think people like to hear real life examples. So as Cheryl first took over, I mean, we've gone through 2 websites we've created together, a logo, branding, a tagline, colors. Like I think about everything you've created for us, social media pages, Google pages, client materials, so things we give to our clients, but it all has our branding on it and they recognize it. And I mean, we've gotten so much feedback since opening Full Swing, like, oh, I see you guys' stuff everywhere. Like it's hitting with people. Like
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you
Business
haven't been
cards
you haven't
and all
even
the
been open
things.
6 months
No,
under the
that
new
sounds weird because we've been
we're under 5 months. Yeah.
yeah.
on there. And so that is what is so critical, and businesses forget about it. We're working on several websites right now, and the logos are horrible.
We got a pretty good logo.
But I mean, the business that we're working on, their logos are horrible.
Yeah. So you got to redo
And
it.
well, we want to, but they don't want to because they like it. So we have to at least go in and make them look better.
Sure.
Instead, because think about that. Here we have this brand new website, looks great, and then we have a pixelated logo in the corner. I mean, it just
It is. It is a thing, and I think just the generations again. It's just, and even you, Cole, you say it. You look online. Everyone is online.
Most, yeah. 99% of
Well,
people are.
okay, 4.2 billion people are on social media. I just looked it up. 25% of the world is under 14, and you figure, so of that 3.5 billion that's not on social media, then that's probably 2 billion of that are kids.
Yeah.
So
Right.
80 to 90% of adults
Eligible
eligible people are on social media.
Right. I wanted to ask you something kind of to summarize this and talk about, because you said you worked for 4 Fortune 500 companies throughout
Right.
your career. And for people that aren't watching this, Cheryl is not one of those under 30-year-olds. So she didn't just have like a really illustrious career in the last 5 years. So, I mean, that's spanned over a time period, right? So tell me a little bit about like how marketing was and when you saw the evolution. And this might be a conversation maybe for another time, so you may have to go a little quicker than you want to, but I'm just like curious, like, okay, you started at this company in the 80s. Well, there wasn't social media. Well, there wasn't. So you did a lot of print marketing. I was like, tell me a little bit about that.
well, my first Fortune 500 job was as a loan officer,
Okay.
which there was no women loan officers in our community. I mean, it was, and that was a Fortune 500 company, and all of their advertising was TV and print
Okay. Yeah.
at that time.
Right.
And we didn't have computers.
And if you did, it was an Apple II.
Oh, no, Apple wasn't even invented at that
Now
time.
we're all
okay.
walking around with mini laptops on us all the
Yeah.
time.
So that was one of the first ones. And then from there, I went with a, it was Fort Dodge Animal Health. Everything they did, that was when computers are coming in. And I remember the 2000 when everything was going to crash and burn because it was 2000.
I
Right.
remember that.
And on there, and that was at that time. And again, it was print, it was flyers, it was handing out folders full of information and print and radio and that type of thing and TV. Going to the next one where I was working for a big box company that was doing office supplies and furniture, and they were just putting an online service so that you can go online. And it was so hard to get clients to go online. They wanted that personal. They didn't want to order online.
They started doing the online while you were working.
Right,
there, yeah.
while we were working there. It was really, really hard because they didn't understand it.
That's crazy to think
I remember
about.
fighting online a little bit, throughout the years. Like, I don't want to go online. I just want to come in and order it or do that. Well, now I'm like, I don't want to drive anywhere. Are you kidding me?
DoorDash.
Can't I do it on my phone? What's wrong with? Why do I have to come pick it up? You should ship it to me.
Yeah, 2 days. Where is it?
And so my last Fortune 500 company was telecommunication. And so everything was internet, but it was, again, I remember when they wanted us to sell streaming TV.
Oh, funny.
Yes. And everybody was looking at us.
In 2012,
This would have been in 2006.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
streaming
Yes.
TV came out in 2006.
Hulu. We had Hulu. And they wanted us to, and I could sell this, and I was going, but nobody understands it.
Yeah.
I didn't have a smart TV till like 10 years ago.
But yeah, that was in, and then from there, we went to doing Wi-Fi, and everybody was going,
Can I just get my dial-up internet back? Darn it, I don't want
Remember
Wi-Fi.
that sound?
yeah.
Yes.
Wi-Fi.
Fortunately.
But I was also promoting Wi-Fi within the community, so that if you were, we actually set it up downtown, where anywhere downtown you could get online,
That's awesome.
and that was in 2007.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a little pitch for you here, Cheryl, because, okay, if you think about that, just the evolution of you've described in just the internet, Wi-Fi, all the things, I don't have to explain it, you get it. Think about the evolution in digital marketing. It is so hard to keep up with.
It is.
Algorithms, the rules they change, how you're shown, what you can do, what you can't do, what you should do. this is what I told Cole. I was like, we're never going to be able to keep up with this. And yes, you can internally hire someone to do marketing, but they're not, then we're paying for the software, the tools, all the things. I go, let's just stick with someone. This is what they specialize in. Same concept when someone wants to work with someone who wants help with money, like stick with someone that does this day in and day out. Right. So I appreciate you guys. And I've seen your team evolve. We have Caleb, Mac does our designer, Kenzie, all that. So real quick, wrap it up though. Why is there the Bulldog on the table?
Yes. Well, this also goes back to when I was in the telecom. I did not realize this until a year or so ago when I had some of my former colleagues make the comment that I was known as the Bulldog for Frontier because I always pushed and pushed to get whatever I wanted done. In the
that doesn't surprise me with you, Cheryl.
On there. So anyway, and I had no idea. I mean, these are my colleagues that never told me that, but they said, yeah, we called you the Bulldog. So as a McKinsey out front, found this Bulldog, and we decided we were going to make him as our mascot for this year.
So you that are not watching on YouTube, there is a black Bulldog that is on our table with a purple collar, and it stands about a foot tall, and it's very cute.
And we're Bulldogs for our clients to get you known online, and I'm having clients when they come in rub the Bulldog's head and see how shiny he gets by the end of the year with the number of clients we have come through.
Awesome. Well, you know, my wife is a big Drake fan because she went to Drake. So Drake Bulldogs, that looks a lot like the Drake Bulldog. So that's a
Griff
great
just
thing.
Died.
Yeah, Griff 2 is now there.
Yeah, Griff just died here about a week ago. Oh. Yes. So that's the story behind it. It's just something that we have fun with internally, talking with clients.
And I agree. I do think you're a Bulldog in the presence of getting us online and making sure people are seeing us and they really know you and understand you on that media. So we appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you for all you do for us, and thank you for being on the podcast. We appreciate it.
Caleb, you want to plug in where you can find Spin Market? Get it? Because you are Spin Market.
Yeah. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. I think we might even have a Twitter, formerly Twitter, now X page. We have TikTok. Our website, www.spinmarket.com. Yes, we now have a TikTok page. Let's see, what else?
You're all over.
LinkedIn, Google.
Someone asked me the other day why we aren't on TikTok. We cannot be on it for compliance reasons, by the way. So that's why we're not on TikTok. But the
Cole doesn't want to dance. I could see you making some moves.
I do dances.
That's what I just said. I could see you making moves.
Yeah, I can definitely move better than you.
Get your budget right.
Well, and you just brought up a really good point. Sometimes not all social media is appropriate for all businesses. Clients.
Again, I believe in working with people that are experts in their fields. If I want to work out, I'm going to find an expert that's going to train me.
We're just like the electrician or the plumber or the construction worker, financial advisor, whoever it is. We're not an expert in those areas, but we need your services on there. And, can we do it? Yeah, we can go and order our services online for some other company for financial, but that doesn't mean that we really are getting what we should off of it.
Yeah. Caleb, you have something?
Yeah, don't forget, as we wrap up this episode, to go join the Bracket Challenge for the podcast. We'll have a lot of fun with that. As this is coming out, bracket reveals in 2 days. So I know Bailey and Cole are excited, and I'm sure Cole Jaski is too. We'll do a giveaway. The brackets lock at tip off of the first game of the round of 64. So make sure you fill your bracket out before that.
That's good.
So that'd be the Thursday after this comes out. So this comes out on a Friday, next Friday, the 15th. The brackets come out on Sunday.
You got 4 days to fill a bracket out.
Thursday morning at 11 a.m. or so.
So excited.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it'll be awesome.
Getting excited. All right.
And that's a perfect example of marketing, guys. You're talking about other things other than just financials. So you're getting a larger group of
basketball is the best thing in the world to talk about. Speaking of basketball, my quote is Sue Bird, the legend. The one thing you learn is when you can step out of your comfort zone and be uncomfortable, you see what you're made of and who you are.
Go Cubs.
You've been listening to How to Money with Cole and Cole, the podcast of Full Swing Financial Planning. To learn more, visit their website at www.fullswingfinancial.com and follow them on Facebook and LinkedIn.
For now, I'm Cole.
I'm Bailey.
And I'm Cole.
And we'll see you on the greens.
4.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. member FINRA SIPC.